Well, you put your left arm in, your left arm out, you shake it all about.
Say again, Bazza?
If you say so, Kev.
You can have something else if you want.
No, you choose.
Oh, can I cope with the responsibility?
Just get them in.
Okay. Don't know why you always leave it to me. Landlord! Yeah, 2 Gordon's gonads, please. What? Okay. We'll wait. We have to wait.
But there's nobody else here.
That's what you said.
Miserable sod. I bet he voted Brexit.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, that was a rum do, wasn't it?
Indeed, Kev. Indeed.
And now we've got the election.
Nothing passes by you, Kev. While we wait for the landlord, shall we avail ourselves of the seating provided?
You sure there's no one sitting there?
I think we're okay.
Oh, the okey-dokey. Oh, the okey-dokey. Knees bent, arms stretched,
Right. What's so funny, Kev?
Brexit. And the vote and everything.
Oh, I don't think the result was funny.
No, I was being ironic.
All right. You weren't clear.
Sorry.
Your laugh should have been more... Not just... I had nothing to go on.
Sorry.
Communication, Kevin. Very important. As the whole Brexit debacle demonstrates.
Sorry. Do you mind if I ask how you voted?
Well, it was a secret ballot, Kev.
Sorry.
It's one of man's remaining innermost secrets, how he votes. It defines him and his actions throughout his life. It's part of his DNA. It runs through him like Bogner through a stick of rock. To tell someone how you vote is like giving that person the key to your soul. I voted out, Kev.
Wow. I mean, wow. That's interesting.
I can see you're surprised, Kev.
Sorry, I thought.
What, a man of my integrity and rugged good looks would vote in? Well, as you know, Kev, I am a man of mystery. As you can clearly see, I exude complexity, unpredictability, and charisma.
Charisma, Baz?
Yes, Kevin, definitely charisma. I am multi-layered, multifaceted, and whatever.
Packed.
Hey?
Kerry.
Now, I can see why you might think that I'd vote in. In fact, I do believe that we should have stayed in Europe. But taking my thought processes to a level probably way beyond your comprehension, I voted out.
So, you wanted to stay in, so you voted out.
Indeed.
Right. You want me to ask why, don't you?
I'm counting on it.
Okay. Why did you... Sorry? Oh, yeah. 2 pints of Gordon's gonads, please. Any nibbles?
Peanuts?
Peanuts? No.
Lovely. Thanks. Why do we come here, Kev?
It's the ambience.
The ambience?
Yes, it's comforting, you know. There are other places more depressing than your own.
Blimey, that's deep, Kev.
Yeah. Surprised myself then.
Indeed. What beers has he got on?
He's got Head Muncher and Ball Breaker. Yeah, they're a bit strong though. Yeah, Bishop's Todger and Nigel's Nadgers has gone the way of the peanuts.
Great. Oh, I see our gonads have arrived.
Brilliant. Yeah, sorry, that's the smallest I've got. Okay.
What was that?
I've got to wait for the change.
Until when?
Till he's got some.
Marvellous. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, it's getting worse. End of the barrel. Must be how it got its name. I think my gonads just shrank.
So take him back.
No, you'll bore us. Anyway, you wanted to ask me something.
Did I?
Yes. You know, voting out of the EU. Brexit.
Okay. Why did you vote out, Baz?
I'm glad you asked, Kev. You see, Kev, as I said before, communication is everything. Due to the lack of it in the referendum debate, I was left doubting myself which way to vote. I thought in was the way to go, but I couldn't be sure. Now, as you know, Kev, I could never be described as the luckiest man in the world. When faced with two choices, I reliably make the wrong one. That's why I let others decide where I can.
The choice of beer.
Indeed! But that's not always possible. When left to my own devices, I consistently get it wrong. I mean, look at my choices in love. You know, Penelope Fisher fancied me in school.
No.
Yeah. But who did I end up with?
Oh, yeah. Well done.
Now you're getting it, Kev. Nicely ironic.
How'd you end up with her?
There. She said I had a nice arse.
Oh, I can see that.
Okay. We'll save that for another day. So, wrong choice. Then, finally, I ditched her.
I thought she ditched you.
Finally, I ditched her, then had women throwing themselves at me.
I don't remember that.
Had women throwing themselves at me. But who did I choose? Can you believe it? Judith.
I could told you that wasn't going to work.
Why didn't you?
Well, we didn't like to. Now, we want to be encouraging, and we can see that it's going to be a tragedy. Still, how come you ended up with her?
She said I had a nice arse.
I can see a theme developing here.
Could be. The point is, whatever decision I take turns out to be the wrong one. Therefore, I couldn't risk voting in and making that the wrong decision. And what's come to pass? I've been proven right in spades, haven't I? I mean, even I didn't predict the level of wrongness that would unfold. But what I can say is, I did that with my vote.
Crikey.
You are welcome. I'm sure things wouldn't have been as clear-cut as if I'd have voted in. Things would have ticked over relatively calmly, but I'd have known in was the wrong decision, and I'd have been waiting on edge for the bomb to explode. Just as we thought everything was okay, events would have conspired and we'd have ended up with something like Michael Gove as PM. You mark my words.
You are a martyr, Baz. That's what you are.
I am, Kev. Yeah. I am. I took one for the team.
The only thing is, we as a nation voted out, despite your noble gesture.
I know. But there's something really British about that, isn't there, Kev? Getting it completely wrong and marching gallantly together straight into oblivion.
Yes. It's what made our country great, Baz.
Indeed. Oh. Yeah.
This beer really is awful, isn't it?
Yes, and yet we'll finish it and order another.
We will.
As I said, together into oblivion.
Side by side.
Oh. You know, there were a couple more reasons I voted out, Kev.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Now, you'll need to concentrate here.
Right. Okay, go.
Right. Well, as I said, I voted out to make that the wrong decision. But if I'd voted in, then that would have been the wrong decision, making out the right decision. Therefore, that would have meant that people like Johnson, Gove, Putin, Trump and Farage were right. And if they were right about that, what else might they then be right about?
Crikey.
Indeed, Kev. Crikey. Even if 10% of what they said and believed was true, world order as we know it would have been thrown into turmoil. We wouldn't know any longer up from down, left from right, idiocy from wisdom, integrity from self-promoting bullshit. And then where would we be?
Heaven knows, Baz.
So you see, Kev, I don't take these decisions lightly. I voted out and world order is restored. Thank you very much. You are welcome and... another gonads if you please.
You are most welcome, Baz. Now, look. Where's he gone?
What?
Oh, he's left a note. Nipped out for a decent pint down the road, back in an hour. Don't touch my things. What do we do now?
Go somewhere else?
Well, we can't. He's left us to man the fort.
Right. Well, I want free beer when he gets back.
Well, you tell him. He scares me.
Can I have a bit of yours to be going on?
What?
Go on, I'm gasping.
Here. I want it back.
Right you are.
So, you said a couple of reasons.
Yeah. Look, I'm not very proud of the last reason. You see, I was being a bit selfish.
Selfish, Baz? You?
Irony.
Not certain.
Right. Hard to believe I'd be selfish, I know, but there it is. You see, I wanted to make a mark.
A mark?
Yeah. Anticipating that in true British style, we as a nation would go for the wrong decision, I saw a selfish reason to make out that wrong decision. You see, it would be the best way I'd be remembered after I pop my mortal coil. In 90 years' time, when we're lobbing missiles over the channel into France, historians will look back as this at the moment it all started, when I and 17,410,741 other Brexiteers voted to leave the EU. I'd be immortalised forever. Children would learn about me in schools. Philosophers would discuss, what was I thinking? Fanatics would talk about me in revered tones. They might even form a religion based on me.
Church of Baz!
Well, perhaps not quite as specific as that. Perhaps the Church of Divine Incompetence, something like that.
You know what? You've put me to shame. I voted in because I thought it was the forward-thinking, socially intelligent gesture towards our children and our country. I'm sorry. I didn't think things through.
Don't worry, Kev. I don't blame you. Just take a little more care next time.
I will, Baz. I'll do better, just so you see. Just for my interest, Baz, have you got any thoughts about the election?
As a matter of fact, I have, Kev. And interestingly, not as you might predict.
I wouldn't predict, not after your insights into the EU vote.
Fair enough, Kev. You see, you have to take into consideration that... Oh, have we got time for this, Kev?
I think we've got all the time in the world.
Indeed, Kev. Indeed. You see, you have to take into consideration the fact that you might need to vote for the right candidate so that the wrong candidate gets in. That way, the wrong candidate in your constituency will mean the public will vote for the right candidate in other constituencies, thinking they're voting for the wrong one.
Hey?
But that's only half of it, because you might need a double bluff and vote incorrectly to get the right result. But that's probably wrong, because as we know, 2 wrongs don't make a right. So going for the wrong candidate is probably the right decision. However, that might be too simplistic.
Hey, okay.